In today's Procreate tutorial, we are making the cutest calico kitten sticker step by step. I based this design on real kitten references, and I even made a full sticker sheet using the same method, including my cats Snow and Mia, and a few other kitties. So if you've ever wanted to turn your own pet into a cute cartoon sticker, this is a great place to start. Let's get into it! We are going to work on a square canvas set to 2000 by 2000 pixels, 300 dpi, using the sRGB color profile. If you'd like to create a sticker of your own pet, you can start with a single reference photo. It'll be easier that way. For example, this is what I did for my cats Snow and Mia. In this tutorial, I'll show you a more general approach using multiple reference photos of a British short-hair calico kitten. It already looks super cute, but we'll make it even cuter by playing with shapes and proportions, giving it a more cartoon-like style with a watercolor texture. If you like my free YouTube tutorials, but still want to take your Procreate skills to a whole new level and support me at the same time, please consider joining me on Patreon, where I've already shared hundreds of premium quality brushes and advanced drawing tutorials in many different styles. You will find a link to it in the video description. We'll be using only brushes from the new Procreate brush library, and I've also created a custom color palette that you can download for free along with the paper overlay image. The link is in the video description. Now let's change the background color to black. Then select white as our drawing color and choose the dusky brush from the pencils category for sketching. To make it easier for you to follow along, I'll activate the drawing guide from the Actions menu under the Canvas tab. Then I'll set the grid size to maximum, change its color, and increase the opacity a little, so you can clearly see the guides in the video. Click Done. Let's set the brush size to around 5%, so it's not too thick. Then draw a line through this intersection at a slight angle to define the tilt of the kitten's head. It'll be leaning just a little to the side. We can adjust it if needed. And then add another line perpendicular to the first one. The top and bottom sides of the head should be about the same distance from this intersection. Now let's draw a light shape for the head, making it a bit wider at the bottom to give it those chubby cheeks. That's what makes it look extra cute. After that, connect the lines. And then add 2 triangles for the ears. You can keep them symmetrical. Just like this. Right under the intersection, draw a small triangle for the nose. Then divide the lower half of the head into 2 equal parts by adding another line. This will help us place the features evenly. On this line, we'll draw a cute little curve for the mouth. And on the line above it, we'll position the eyes. I'm keeping the eyes big and round, with a bit of white showing on the sides. Real cats don't usually show this much white, but for this sticker, I wanted that big-eyed, expressive cartoon look. If you prefer a more realistic style, you can let the iris cover the whites completely, like I did in this other sticker. We can place the small pupils right on the line. Now let's take this distance and measure the same length down vertically from the horizontal axis. That will mark the end of the chest. From there, measure another equal section for the pillow the kitten is laying on. Next, draw a couple of ovals on each side for the arms. The angles can be slightly different. Let's now finish this shoulder on the left. Just another oval. And finally sketch a simple pillow shape, cropped on all sides. Just like this. We just need to add a couple of cute little eyebrows above the eyes, and these details inside the ears. Now our rough sketch is ready. I'll create a new layer and lower the opacity of the first sketch to around 50%, so it's still visible while we work on the clean version. Let's start with this arc on top of the head, and then make this ear a little bit rounded on the tip. This way. Let's also turn this line into an arc, and add some fur inside the ear. From here we can just continue by adding more fur with the short lines, and it'll intersect the arm because the head is on the front. Let's also continue it on this side. Go down with more strokes, and here on the chin. We can make this ear rounded as well, so it'll look better, and draw this arc inside. Let's draw this arc on top of the nose, and add a couple of cute nostrils on the sides. Connect them, and draw the mouth. Let's make the eyes a little bit thicker on the upper side, and thinner inside and at the bottom. Then just paint the pupil. Now we can do the same on this one. Let's go down, draw another arc, and this oval. Also the eyebrows, and next we can draw whiskers. I will just draw 3 of them on each side, very simple. I can go this way. One more. That's it. Now let's continue this shoulder, and just connect these 2 ovals with one line. Then start from the upper side, go down, and add a few fingers. For even more cuteness. We can draw another one, then connect them, and also to this line. Let's check how it looks. I think very cute. So we can do the same on the right side. Also start from the shoulder, go all the way down on this oval, and transition to the second one. We can also add fingers this way, and connect. Then this arc for the chest, and a few more hairs. We just need to paint the pillow. Keep it simple. Like this. Now the clean sketch is ready too. Now we can delete the first sketch and set the background color to white. I'll apply alpha lock to the sketch layer, so we can recolor it with a nice dark red tone. Then I'll remove alpha lock, disable the drawing guides, and center our kitty. Just moving it slightly, so there is equal space on both sides. That's it for the sketching part. So this is the sketch we created in the first part of the video. In the second part, we are going to start coloring it, using a mix of ink, texture and watercolor brushes. Let's begin by changing the background color to color number 1. Just tap on the background color layer and pick that shade from the palette. Next I'm going to add a paper texture to the canvas. This will help us instantly see how the final colors will look on the textured surface. To do that, go to Actions, Add, Insert a File, and select the Paper Overlay PNG. I made the paper exactly the same size as the canvas, so we don't have to resize it. Once it's on the canvas, tap the N icon on the layer and change its blend mode to linear burn. All the new layers we create from now on will go under this paper texture layer. Let's add a new layer right above the sketch, then reduce the sketch opacity to around 35–40%. This will be our outline layer. Now pick color number 3 from the palette and head to the Procreate brush library. If you want a softer, more delicate look, like in these stickers I made, try the sheer water brush. But if you prefer stronger, more defined outlines, go with Weapon. I'll grab that one for this piece. Let's set the brush size to 10% and start creating the clean, smooth outlines. This brush has a very nice flow and pressure sensitivity. So we can make some fur like this. Continue going down and change the pressure while doing it to get some dynamics. Just keep in mind that these outlines will be seen in the sticker, so they need to look nice. Let's keep working on this side. Also add some hairs this way, and also outline the arms. Let's also tweak the pressure. Connect the fingers. And then work on the right side. I'll start from here, go down, and then connect it from the opposite side. Increase the pressure at the bottom. Let's determine the chest with a few hairs. And make a few more strokes that'll go up with the short lines. Now let's draw these cute eyebrows and start outlining the eyes. The upper eyelid will be a little bit thicker. Let's also outline the iris with a thin line and draw a line from the left. Then paint the pupil entirely. I'll do the same with this eye. Also press more on the upper side. Outline the iris and draw at the lower side as well. Then paint this oval and the nostrils. The mouth can be thicker, so I'm going to press just a little bit more. This way. Also draw the whiskers. You can try different directions. And also change the pressure. Now we can outline the pillow with a very thin line at the bottom. Also on the side. And we don't need the sketch anymore. Let's make it invisible. Then create a layer right under the outlines. Select color number 2 from the palette. Go to Digital Set and select a brush called Pontypool. Now if you go to Selection, switch to Freehand and remove Color Fill option, we can outline the entire cat shape, following the outer outlines. Let's include all the parts into our selection. Just follow all the lines, like this. Try to be accurate. Just go inside the dark lines, or very close to them, like this. Let's keep moving on the head shape, on this arc, and then tap to close the selection. I will click Save and Load and save the selection just in case, so we don't have to outline it again. Now we need to tap on the brush, set the size to around 20% and just make a stroke inside the selection. This brush has a very nice color change. Now we can add one more layer above this one and select color number 5 for the irises. Let's go back to Ink Set and select Sheer Water. Here the size can be set to around 30% and we just need to paint inside these ovals. Then the second one. It will be our base color. Let's now create a layer above this one and clip. Switch to color number 6 from the palette and go to change the brush. Let's pick Agrarian. Try to lower the size just a little bit and see how it works. This brush has a very nice soft texture with a hint of watercolor. So we can create this small shadow on top of each iris Then select color number 3 and paint more with a smaller brush size, right here on top. It's the darkest part of the eye. Now we can also do it on this one. Make the shadow. Let me go back here and just fix it a little bit. It goes outside the lines. Alright, let's now create a layer above the outlines. Pick color number 2 again and switch to sheer water. We need to make the size smaller, like 20%, and paint these small light reflections. It will make the eyes look alive. Let's now add a layer under the eyes and select color number 8. Go to watercolor and select 10 ZBrush. Let's try to set the size to around 22% and just paint these triangles. It feels very soft. I like this brush. Let's make more strokes on this side and then switch to color number 9. Lower the size to 10% and paint a smaller area like this. Also on this one, on the left side. In the end, select color number 11, that is even darker, and paint very close to this line. Just a small triangle. You can make the size a little bit smaller as well. Let's do it on this side. And the ears are done. We can paint the nose. For that, let's select color number 9. I will also deactivate the layer with the base color and bring back the sketch, the very first one we created, so we can see the nose shape. Let's also go back to sheer water brush. The size can be at around 30%. And I will paint this cute tiny nose. Like this. Now we don't need the sketch, and I will bring back the base color. So we can refine the edge. Just make a smooth arc like this. Now let's select color 10 and also 10 ZBrush. Set the size to small amount and just draw a smooth line on top of the nose for a subtle shadow. Now we need to smudge it. Let's use 10 ZBrush as the smudge tool and just push it a little bit down. Make a thin line, like this. It'll go down to the mouth. We can smudge the lower side a little bit. And now it is ready. Let's switch back to brush, lower the opacity, and just draw this thin line above the nose. Let's just set eraser to soft brush from the other library and erase it a little, so it's not so obvious. Now let's create another layer right above the base color and select color 12 for the pattern. If you want more distinct edges like in these stickers, you can use the 10 ZBrush to paint and then smudge some areas with the Cascade brush from the watercolor set. But if you prefer the soft texture we have on the eyes, switch to the gradient brush from inks. That's what I'm going to do here. We can set it to around 21% and start applying it on the right side of the arm. Keep the white socks. That's how I call them. Let's also add this color on the left side, maybe lower the size a little bit. This way. Keep the soft texture, and if you paint again on it, the color will get darker. We can do it on this side. Just paint a little more. Let me smudge this side a little bit. I'm using cascade brush. Just work on the edge a little. It'll get some nice texture. Now let's go back to brush and start applying this color on the head. Starting from the ears. And then go down a little. I will paint carefully around the eyes to keep the whites. This way. Now we can move on the forehead. Create this pattern. Many cats have it. Now let's paint the right side like this. Also under the eye. I will darken the sides more. And then switch to color number 13. Lower the size even more. And finish the pattern. So our cute kitten will look like a tiger. Let's go a little bit more down. I will adjust it. So it'll look like this. Now we can add a few spots on the sides of the head. Also on the left side. Just a few strokes. Now we can add some more lines on the arms like this to finish our tiger pattern. And I'm doing it with low pressure to keep the strokes smooth and soft. We can now pick color 16 and paint the cute cheeks under the eyes. Just like this. So it'll get more cartoon-like. And cute. Next I will select color 14 to add some shadows. Let's do it under this ear. And then on the right side. Just go a little bit down. Now on this cheek. And under the head. Right on the shoulder. Let's also do it on this one. Also draw at the lower side of this arm. And the second one too. Let's now go with color 15. Add another layer under this one. So we can shade the white part of the cat. We can add a shadow here on the chest. Right at the lower side. And go a little up. Like this. Let's go a little upper on this side. And I will increase the size and paint a little more to get a lighter color. Now we can keep adding shadows under the head. Right under these outlines. We can make thin lines on the sides. And the lower part of the head as well. And here under the chin, we can draw sort of a triangle. Also paint here, on the fingers, and on this side as well. Let's have a look at it. I think I'll go back to color 14, also back to this layer above, so we can add more shadows right here, on the left. Now it looks better. When the kitten is ready, we can remove the selection. Let's start working on the pillow. So I'll grab color number 4 from the palette and create a layer under the cat. Then go to selection and use it in freehand. We just need to follow the dark lines again to outline the pillow. Let's also go between the lines to create a solid selection. Need to go all the way to the right side like this and then up. Now let's do it under the cat. And since we have opaque colors of the cat on top, we don't have to match the lines 100%. So let's tap to connect the selection. And then on the brush, I'll go to Digital and select Pontypool. Just make a stroke all over the selection. We'll get this. Now let's add another layer above this one for the shading. We will use color 17 for it. Now let's go to Watercolor and select Tansy. Let's try around 20%, maybe even lower, like 16, and start drawing the shadow under the cat. We can even go with the smaller size. Paint under the chest, make it darker at some areas, and finish it on the right side, under this arm. It can be wobbly like this. Then I will reduce the size even more and paint some smaller details on the pillow. We can do it this way. Tweak the size again. Maybe paint some bigger shadows at the lower edge. Just like this, but not make it too dark. Let's apply some smudging with Cascade brush. Just a little, here and there. But keep it mostly sharp like this. Now we can remove the selection and try to duplicate the layer. Let's see how it looks. I think we can now merge all the layers for the cat and also for the pillow. Maybe even merge them together, so we can play around with the colors. Before that, let's clip the layer with the texture overlay to the cat, so it will be removed from the background. Let's now go back here to Adjustments and select Curves, so we can add some contrast to the sticker. The colors will get more vibrant. You just need to drag these points. Try different options. Now I like this one, so we can duplicate the layer to turn it into a sticker. I'll go to this one and make it pure white by adjusting brightness. We can try to duplicate it one more time, just to make it more opaque. Then merge these two. Let's duplicate it one more time, go to one of the layers, and apply Gaussian blur on it, at around 12%. Now we need to merge these two as well. Let's select pure white from the disk, go to Selection, switch to Automatic and enable Color Fill. We can try to tap on the cat and see the outlines, which you can adjust by moving your pencil. Now let's duplicate this layer to add outlines to the sticker. So we need to go to the one underneath and select this gray color from the palette. It's the last one. I'll drag it onto the shape, then select Warp from Transformation and start pushing it to the sides until we can see these gray lines. But I want to make them very thin. They're supposed to make the sticker pop up from the background. We can also make the color a little bit darker and maybe less saturated, so it'll pop up more. Let's now duplicate this layer with the gray color, go here and recolor it again. Let's set this one to multiply mode and adjust the shadow using transformation, like this. Now the sticker will pop up from the background even more. If you think it is too dark, just go ahead and lower the opacity. And after this final step, our cute sticker is complete. I hope you enjoyed creating it with me. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more Procreate tutorials. And if you'd like to support my work or access extra tutorials and brushes, you can check out my Patreon. I'll see you in the next one.